Hi guys, I hope you're good since last video. It is confusing to see that every week or so we get a new tool coming out, difficult to follow and know which one is best. I've stick to OpenAI ChatGPT for serious stuff and to minimal local LLMs for my experiences. Here I will show you what is my flow using OpenAI Codex. It is pretty amazing, relax, watch it to the end. We'll dive into the world of iteration and manual steps, using AI to build in this new paradigm with human control. Let's get started. The web. I have different branches here. I'm working in a version of my application, a cooking journal. And this is the web branch. So I've created a checklist for that. And after I'm asking to the agent to just tick the boxes and keep going. Here it's making a PR request, conflict resolutions. You're gonna get some conflicts. You choose what you want to stay in the file. You resolve the conflict. So here I'm just resolving some conflicts. You validate the changes. Okay, so I'm merging this feature branch and I'm deleting that feature branch. And after I just pull the work into my local repository computer from GitHub to my local repository. Open the README. So I've asked the agent to write all the steps in a README file for my interns, so my interns can use it. And now I'm building Rust to WASM. That's the flow for the web. I'm using Rust, building it to WASM, and after I'm going to use it in the front end with React. So the core application is in Rust and React will be just displaying it. I'm going to build now the React app. So I'll go to the folder web app. And I run my npm run build. We go in quick. We just I just want to show you the flow. And after you will see how the application is going to change. Run the application now. So this is the web app. There will be a desktop version also, and also a mobile version. I'm working more on Android because I have an Android phone, but it works also for iOS. And wait, npm install first. So I've omitted to do the npm install. So I'm going to just do it to install everything, and after that I'm going to be able to run the application. So npm install, and after I can build, and after I can run the preview. I can also run npm run dev, but I prefer to build for production just to see how everything goes. Build and preview. Because that's the command that I will need to run if I want to deploy the project. Here we go. It's building. It's just going to go and get the WASM binary and folders. And after here, I'm just running the preview so that we can see it in the internet browser on port 4173. Just wait a few seconds for the browser to open. So I'm working incrementally, step by step. I'm going to check now and review the application. It's a manual check, like if I was the user. You see the form doesn't look nice yet, but there are the options for the different providers. Grok, Oliama, local LLMs, there's the groceries, but we don't have the recipes yet. In the sidebar, we have it in the main page. The main page maybe needs to be improved. After pass prompt and add more. So I'm just gonna enter my prompt and ask the agent to work according to this prompt. I also have an agents.md file. This is the convention, like for Gemini, gemini.md, for Claude, claude.md file. So I have this kind of file which has some instructions which are never going to change. And here I'm just asking for it to be more accessible. Send, go to the next task. So this task, I've sent it. The agent is going to work for some time on it. And now I go to the next branch, which is the mobile platform. So it's trying to give me a preview, but it doesn't work. Let's go to desktop, not mobile. So let's go to the desktop one. Here is the desktop. On the top right, we can see create a PR button. So that's the step. That's where I'm gonna press. But before that, you can just review the changes. See the little summary report. I'm asking it to run some unit tests. So it's giving me the report. I had an issue. I just I just told it to fix the issue. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So here is removing Tokyo. Because at the beginning I had all those different versions in one branch, but after I've separated the branches. Also here I'm running a checklist. I create the PR, pressing on the button. I'll just check the status. You see I have different branches, I have separated everything. Let's go and view the PR, the pull request for this feature, and all those changes. No conflict, I validate the PR straight away. I delete the agent feature branch. So I suggest you to always delete those. I pull the work, because if you don't delete those, you're gonna have too many branches. You're not gonna know which one is the most recent. And now I'm gonna run the application. That's the desktop. So I just write the command, cargo run P, I'm using a workspace, desktop app, which is the entry point. And we're just gonna wait a few seconds for the compilation. As you can see, only the changes are gonna be compiled. I've compiled it in the previous versions. So here I'm running a 100% Rust application with Juxus in the front end. And I check now, let's see. Okay, it's a very poor front end. There's nothing yet. Groceries, we have just the forms. Recipes, the settings is not yet prepared. Okay, I prompt, I send, and I go to the next. So here I'm just gonna enter a prompt, like saying I have tested your implementation. For the moment it is backend related. So the changes that occurred before were principally backend related changes. That's why the front end hasn't changed much. But now I'm asking it to push more on those features which are going to be used by the user. So following the user stories, the user can use those features, but it compiles fine. So I need you to check the checklist and the notes. So I have a checklist where you get those tasks, and I have a note file, which is a very long file, having more details into those user stories, what I really want. So the agent is able to backcheck to just check on those tasks to get more precision and understand what is about, how those tasks are linked together. And I'm always references this note file that I have. If needed, more precision about the different points and make some more features for it. And also to have the UI evolve and surface those backend changes, so the user can use those features basically. Asking for using TDD, test-driven development, so that I get the agent to create unit tests for each new features created. And after it's going to run the compilation also. I've given in the agent.md file all the installation to do for the environment to be ready for compilation. There's a lot to install. It takes time, so the agent can be running for more than 15 minutes, up to an hour, if it is a more complex task that you're asking for. But recently, because many people are using it, I see there are more and more failures of tasks. So after 30 minutes, it can just stop and tell you, sorry, I couldn't make it. And the trick that I found is to move slowly, to do step by step, and to be very precise in what you want to do. If you're too broad, it's not going to work. You're going to get some troubles and failed tasks. After, I'm just going to press the code button. The ask button is more for the planning phase, and the code button is to send your task. Is sent. Let's go to let's create the PR first. So here we are in the web. The task is done. We get some additional options. I validate the PR. There's no conflict. And after, I'm gonna delete the branch. I pull the work. Okay. So I switched to the right branch. I get these new files. Okay. There's some test files also. Recipes, groceries, chat, AI suggestion page. That's good. There's a lot of refactoring because I have made the app initially in a certain form, and after I decided to split it in 3 different branches, 3 different platforms to be ready for production. That's why I'm not showing you the Git repository, because it's a private repository. I'm going to build here the Rust backend, WASM, so that it can be used in the browser as an application. Okay, this is done. After, you can create scripts for that, or you can you can build it from the npm command also. If you put it into the settings and you put a script in your React project, so that the npm build is going to find the script and run this build process. And after, I'm going to build the React side. So same as before, I'm going to cd to the web app folder, which has the React, npm install, and after, npm run build. So you see, I do all manually. That's what I suggest you to do. Do all manually until you feel that you have a certain flow, it's working, and you are entering to those repetitive tasks before starting to script, to create the script, to have those automations in place. Has to be stable. Okay. This file has all the commands. So for every branch, there's a special README. I told to the agent that even if I give it to the marketing department, people who are not expert in code, they should be able to get this up running. npm run preview. We go again and we see if there's any evolution in those user stories. We ask to get those. Let's check. This time, normal check. Okay, recipes. Okay, so those buttons are not active yet. Okay, this has now images. So it has worked on the images. The form also. So later on, everything is going to be improved, but you get your different tasks coming one by one until it gets to the level in which you want the application to be at the end. Okay, so the idea here is to have someone entering groceries, entering recipes, being able to call AI to get pictures sent in base64 encoded pictures, to be able to use some local LLMs or APIs, LLMs, free ones like Grok, for example. And after later, I'm going to try also to introduce the structured output. That user will be able to choose the keys, put a description of what that key should contain. Okay, so same prompt, send, go to the next task. So I'm gonna again here, before going to the next branch, prompt. So you see the flow. I come to the task is done. I just look at the checklist, look at the new files, understand, just read the report in terms of changes that have been implemented by the agent. That's what he says. I don't know if it is true. I don't believe the agent yet. After I create a pull request, I view the pull request. If there's any conflict, I choose. I fix the conflict. So you choose which version you prefer. Usually you go for the latest version. That's the one that the agent has done. And after that, I go back to my computer. To my local Git repository to pull the work. I get the work into my local computer. And after that, I'm going to start testing the application manually and see if it runs properly, if there's any errors, what has been implemented, what needs to be more precise to the agent, and so on. And after I come back here, and here I'm in the phase in which I'm going to give it a prompt, and it's going to be working on this checklist. So having more features, surface to the user. So yeah, I'm repeating the same as I've done before. Visibility, accessibility, high standard of the application, improve that and add more features from the checklist using TDD. Even here, the way I'm saying add more features from the checklist is not precise enough. You need to maybe tell it which point of the checklist you want it to be working on. Because at this time here in this version of Codex I was using, I was able to do that, but nowadays you can't do that because there's too many people using it at the moment. Even the ask button has disappeared. There's not the ask button anymore. It's a slash command, and it's called the plan. It's to make the planification. So you might have a different UI. You see, this is just a few weeks ago. So maybe 4 weeks ago. So let's send this. Okay, so the task is sent. And now we can maybe check out the mobile version. We've been coming and going. So let's go to the mobile platform. So here it has added, we can see some code snippets. It's very amazing the way they've done the UI, the precision, how the agent just gets you the right code snippet to show you what it has been working on. It's very convincing. And on the right side you have the diffs, all the additional lines, and the lines which those that have been removed. When you get those green and red colors telling you green, new line added, and red, deleted lines. So this is the new structure added for suggestion, recipes, and groceries. Put in a vector. That's good. So you can have a look a little bit like that also. First to learn, because the agent is sometimes showing you best practice. Create a PR, validate, and delete. You know the flow, so that's what I'm going to do. I just check at the checklist. You see here, it hasn't done much of the checklist. So, but we can see that is adding the prompt manager, some unit tests for that prompt. Now we can go and view the pull request. So you're going to get this page sometimes while it's creating the pull request. It's a nice loading page. And after you're going to be in your Git repository. If there's no issues, just merge it. Delete the branch. Pull the work. So here you need to plan in advance how your Git flow is going to be, how many branches you're going to have to be able to merge it without any fear. Whenever you get a version of the app running, I suggest you to create another branch, call it checkpoint, and after you just merge it. You just merge your latest version there. So if the agent mess up too much, because you can be going back and forth with the agent and not get the things running fine for a while. So with the mobile version, this happens to me because I've changed the architecture several times. In some previous videos, I told you that I use Wasp. So here you see I'm using Wasp, building it. And after I'm going straight away to capacitor. But now I just changed the architecture. I pivoted a bit. So now I go to mobile app. In between, I've created a React application, which is going to take care of the Wasp, the Rust. And after that, I'm going to move that to capacitor, which makes it easy to seamlessly use the plugins without any issues. So wrap the React on the capacitor. So now I'll go into the capacitor. Here I'm using a USB with my Android phone. So it depends on where am I. So here I wasn't at the office. I was in a cafe, so I used the USB. I built the APK, but if you are in a place where it's safe, you can use the Wi-Fi and use the Android Studio, the ABD CLI tool to get the APK built and run into your phone directly by synchronizing your phone with your terminal. So that's what I'm doing when I'm home or when I'm at the office. But when I'm in a cafe, I just use the USB. And that's what we're going to do now. So rebuilding, it's going well. I've synchronized with Android and now I'm building it. And after I'm just going to copy the APK binary and use the USB link to put it in my phone and install it in my phone and run it. Okay, so we have different plugins. Before doing all that, you have a lot of setup to do for your environment, just to make sure everything runs smoothly. You can use ChatGPT to help you to set this environment, but you're gonna go through several errors before getting it running fine. Okay, we're almost there, 97%. I didn't fast forward. I just want you to see how is the flow for real. And after, in next iterations, I'll be cutting and fast forwarding some parts just to make the video more enjoyable to see. Okay, so this is done. And after that here, I'm just going to copy the APK file to my phone. Okay. That's where it is, app build output, APK debug. And after I'm gonna put it into my C drive. And after, from my C drive, because here I'm using a VM, and from my C drive I'm gonna put it into my phone. You give it a name, any name you want. Clicking app debug APK. Okay, it's moving inside my phone. Install updates, and now I can run it and see what's going on in the phone. We have the providers. Okay. It's very, very simple here. Because you see the checklist, there weren't many stuff ticked. So we're at the beginning. Prompt, send, go to next task. We're again following the same flow. I check the app, it's running. Don't have the troubles that I got at the beginning with a white screen, with some errors popping. I got those fixed. So here I'm just going to prompt it, send the task, and while it's working, I'm going to be going into another branch. You can be working like that with several different projects at the same time, or in just one project like mine now, but working in different branches together. You can see on the top right there is a 1 with a circle going around. That means there is only one task running, so it means that I have one branch ready. Okay, I have tested the app. It works fine on my phone, but now we need more of the user stories to surface. So you see I'm using the same wording that I used for the other ones, because it had worked more on the backend. And I always ask it to update the checklist to use TDD, so to do all those unit tests, sometimes even regression tests, and make sure it compiles and builds fine and passes all tests. So if it doesn't pass those tests, and if it doesn't compile, it's gonna be getting errors, and it's gonna be fixing the errors. And that's how at the end you increase the probability of getting something running fine, because the agent has fixed the initial errors. Okay, back to the desktop version now. The desktop version is ready. Updated the SQL, enhanced the desktop recipe workflow, marked the checklist. Okay. So we're gonna just create this pull request. Got rid of Tokyo in the features of RFD. Added the images, image path. Okay, here I have a conflict. I'm just going to resolve the conflict. So here I have to do it manually. But later on I got GitHub to work normally, which normally gives you the option to choose. You just click if you want the former changes or the latest ones. That's what you should see in GitHub. We delete the branch and we keep going into the flow. Now you know it. We git pull. I have already switched to the right branch. Git pull. Get the work done. Try to run it with the right name. Desktop app, not just app. And it's going to compile pretty quickly now. That's why it's good to go incrementally, but not too many features. Now we have recipes added. The form looks a little bit better than before, but we can improve it in the future. And that's how it looks now. Okay. We have the placeholders. We have the highlight when we are writing. There's a little red border. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to save something here just to check. Sweet potato soup. That's for this recipe, for example. The quantity, after it says optional when it's optional, that's good. So we want 4 sweet potatoes. The unit price 70 cents. Just go for euros, USD, almost the same. Image path. So here we got image path, but maybe that's not convenient, but at least it saves it into the SQL database. SQLite. The settings are not yet done. Okay, so after having tested the app, now you come here. and you're gonna prompt it. Okay, I have tested it, works fine. Use TDD and make sure it compiles and all test passes. So I've been very general in the way I'm talking to the LLM through Codex. But later on, that's what you're not gonna see in this video, I'm gonna get more failures of tasks because I haven't been precise in what to do. So here I'm just going to be broad and just tell him to do some more checklist, more of the checklist tasks, making sure it doesn't break the app, and doing those in interrelated tasks. So I'm showing you different prompts because I also find that telling it to do the tasks in interrelated ones is really good and performant, and it lowers the chance for the LLM to render code that has some errors when you're running it into your environment. And also when the LLM is creating those unit tests, it will be able to see the full user journey because it's going to use some tasks which are interrelated. After I just send it, you already know, and we're back to the web version task. Okay, extended the app state context. Here we're in the web platform again. The checklist, some parts are fully done. Some other ones are still to do. We have some new unit tests created. That's good. The thing is going, the velocity of it, the fact that it's creating so many files, so many changes, and is able to do it without any errors or very few errors. It's pretty impressive, and it makes you change a bit in terms of paradigm in what you need to do. You can't also, sometimes it's changing so many stuff that you can't review everything. So I'm still trying to organize myself and think of how I'm going to proceed with that. If I'm doing 1 week of development and 1 week of review, I don't know yet how to do that because there's so much code that is able to produce. And after here, I'm just going to delete the branch. So this is something that you can maybe propose in the comment section and talk about. So here we git switch to the web platform. Okay, and now I'm going to pull all the work. Let's get the command from the README. The WASM pack, build target for the web. The output directory is in the mobile app directory. The output name, I call it core utils. That's the same name that I'm using in Rust, in the Rust side. And after from there, when I'm going to build it, in the public folder there will be the WASM ready to be part of the React application. So that's what I've been doing. So for mobile and web, it's going to work the same for this part. There are some bridges. I'll just show you a little bit here the files. SQLite bridge. And that's what I struggled with for a while, to have those bridges working fine between the Rust side of the database and the SQLite plugin side of the database. Because in Rust I've been using SQLite, which I can't compile to WASM, so I need to create those bridges, and you use external C to get those bridges to the other languages from Rust. It's a bit complicated. Okay, so here this is built. I haven't created all the scripts yet, so as I told you, this is like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but at least you see the flow, and from that you know what to put into a script, so that you just launch the script and it does everything at every run. And I still prefer to use the UI than the Codex CLI. And after here we're going to install, and after we're going to run build, and after we're going to see how it looks by doing the preview, but I couldn't run the preview because I got an error. See, here we got some errors. The receipt card, this comparison appears to be unintentional. View and edit overlaps. When you get errors, to tell you the truth, you can go and fix those errors if they are very easy to fix. But you want to just find the process and the flow of how you're going to work with those LLMs. So the best is just to do this. You copy it, you paste it, you go into the Codex, and after you ask it to fix it. I'm going to try npm run build wasm directly here, just to see if it works. So this works, and after run dev. So run dev works. Okay, so it's good also to troubleshoot the different commands. So the app runs doing that. So this is fine. But when I run npm run build, it doesn't work. There's something wrong. So this needs to be reported to the agent. We have this little sentence I did there. Those buttons are still not active. So maybe in the future in the landing page, I'm going to get rid of all those options. Get all on the left side. You see how the form now looks better than before. We can edit and delete. The full CRUD is in place. The photo picker, we still have those paths. So this, you see the form here is not improved, while the groceries. Okay, prompt with the error pasting. I'm just gonna paste the error that I got when I ran npm run build. So I could build the wasm and after run the dev version, but I want it to work for production, so the build has to work. So as you can see, I'm more focused into the process and try to not even touch to the code, but be more someone who is reviewing the code and just working with the agent as much as you can, because they're competent enough now to do the work of a coder. You work more in the high level, the architecture, the way you want things to be done or plugged in together, and the business logic. So here I'm asking it to fix the error using test-driven development. It's very important so that the agent can run all the unit tests, and if it sees errors, it understands that something is wrong about his changes, and he can fix it. I mean, he can have a chance to fix it at least. Because sometimes you're going to ask it to do some unit tests, but it's going to make unit tests which are not real unit tests. It's just going to make those pass, basically. But we're just going to follow the improvement of those LLMs and their flow, because they've been improving so quickly that we need to adapt to how it works. Okay, so here sometimes it's going to be able to build to do everything. Build the WASM and show the preview. Sometimes it's going to get an error for the preview, but this is in the Codex environment. Sometimes you get more of it, sometimes you don't get everything of it, but at least you get what you need. You need it to code, to make the changes and to help you keep going into your project. So pull work, build WASM to React to Capacitor to Android. That's the mobile flow, basically. Same here. This means that now I have a script to do about that. MPX capsync, synchronization. So I'm not showing you everything now. I just go straight into the commands. And after I'm going to be building with Gradle. After I'm just going to show you quickly how the mobile app has evolved. Okay, it's building pretty quickly now. Just wait a few seconds to get all those plugins ready. Okay, so this is the app. We get the 3 pages: groceries, settings, and recipes. We can save, but we can't delete. Now we have an onboarding. It has evolved. We have more options into the page. We have a dark and light mode. More options. You see how it has evolved. So I'll show you the before and after. So it's just going to keep evolving. All those features, after I'm going to move those into a burger menu, which is going to be sliding on the top with all those pages where the user can navigate to, having a clean landing page. Let's have a little break and breathe. Please like and subscribe during the break. Okay, so you've seen how the flow is. I'm passing from Codex to GitHub, from GitHub to my local computer. local computer to my phone or the browser to test those applications, just to see, and from that, or update a checklist, for example. But it's better to have just one checklist, wait for the agent to finish the full checklist, and after keep going. The new desktop version, the new iterative tasks, so we have more done in the desktop. We have a full CRUD. We got some error. We do not bother. We just copy those errors for the desktop. This, you could fix it, but just have a process. So if you want to automate that, you know how to automate it. Because you can create an automatization if you use the Codex CLI. So now we're using this. You see now I have a nice preview. Sometimes you get the preview, sometimes not. So this means it has built the WASP, it has done everything. This is the web platform. So it has fixed the error. You see how many files have been added for the unit tests, how many have been modified, how many lines. So we have almost 3,000 lines, 2,782 additional lines. It has removed 106 lines. And after here, fix those conflicts. There will be conflicts. Don't be scared of conflicts. Just fix those by getting the latest version of the code. So the one on the top is the latest. The arrows are going from the right to the left. And after I'm going to just run the app. I could build it. I'm doing the preview. Let's see how it has evolved. Has it evolved? Settings. Okay. So I still need those images to be more photo pickers. They're not photo pickers. We have the chat interface. We can preview the messages. We need to improve those forms. They're not yet improved. Okay, those are the feed pages. So you need to save something to get it in the page. Okay. We don't see much changes surfaced. The last demo iteration of the mobile version. So we get here almost 2,000 lines added for 75 lines removed. So it has added, you see how now the page looks like? Looks a little bit better. We got those providers, the model names, the API endpoints. I'm still working on this photo capture. I'm getting some errors. The dark mode has evolved a little bit. You have all the menu now in a sliding burger menu, which looks a little bit better. We can select some recipes and send it to the LLM. We can change the languages. I've added those localizations. Spanish, you see here is in Japanese, for example. And here we have a preview of which provider we're using when we're calling the LLM. Okay, the microphone is not added yet, still grayed out, but I put the structural output, adding the keys. Okay, the payload, you can review the payload before sending anything. The buttons don't look really nice yet. We have seen the iterative process, the incremental addition of features, the work in parallel, permitting to advance in different projects at the same time, your creativity, your knowledge of software development requirements, and also now you realized that you will need to feel at ease with version control systems like Git. So did you realize that now you don't need to code, but need to know how to read and review the code? Have you realized that you will need to learn Git? Have you realized that you will need to learn system design and architecture? This is what seems to be the probable new stack of software engineers. Comment what you think about it, what you think about where it is going towards to. Okay, let's stop here. Hope that you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.